Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Today's lesson we're going to learn Live Forever by Oasis. Okay, so we'll just show you the chords real quick. We've got G, D, A minor, C, E minor, and then a D that you can play like up here. This is basically C that we did just then, 2 frets higher. It's like an alternate way to play D, but I'll talk about that later in the lesson. And the last chord is F add 9. Yeah. Okay, so let's go and look at the strumming pattern. Yeah, down, 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 up, up, down, up, down. That is it. Down, 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 up, down, up, down. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's each bar. When you get used to that, on the first 3 chords, C to D next. Yeah, so that's down, 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 up, down, 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 up. You know, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Yeah, so it's a little bit different on those chords. You can instead do C to D, like this. It's just the same to do that, but you get like a nice sound kind of sound from this one. It's like a D add 9 when you do it this way. Kind of sounds nice. It's up to you. In the original, I think he just goes to D though. I'm not sure. So if you want, after you're comfortable with that strumming pattern, you can put an extra down up in between to transition between chords. Kind of keeps the momentum of the rhythm going. Down up, down, down up, up, down, 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 and again. C to D again, and the chorus is just the same, but you start on E minor. Maybe I just wanna fly. Everything else is the same. And then here after the A minor goes to F add 9. And then back to the verse. So the F add 9 section, yeah, you know F add 9? So if you do C, then move your second and third finger down a string, keep your first finger on string 2, now add your pinky finger to fret 3 of string 1, that's F add 9, it's just a 4-string chord. And then the picking pattern goes strings 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, it does that twice. 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay? You and I gonna live forever. Yeah? Back to the start. Yeah, and these chords are actually what's playing underneath the solo, which we'll get into now. Okay, and now for the guitar solo. We'll split it up into phrases. So first phrase is. So what I'm doing is I'm barring the middle 2 strings. It looks like I'm doing all 4, but I'm only really interested in strings 4 and 3 with my index finger, first finger, and I'm hammering on 12 to 14 on string 4. And then because I'm barring, all I need to do is play string 3. That's the first one. Yeah. Okay. Then, get a bit closer. Do a bend on string 3, fret 14. So I'm supporting the bend with multiple fingers. You bend it up, then play 14 to 12. So you bring the bend down, try not to have this. You don't want to hear the bend going down, just bend up. Yeah. Full bend. So all together we've got. Then 14 on string 4. And then a hammer on string 3 this time, 12 to 14. So it's from the bend. And every note that's held and sustained, you want a vibrato. It's a bit harder on the first one because you're barring, but you can still do it. Yeah, sometimes I do a pull-off on that 14 to 12, but I think in the studio version, it's not a pull-off. So then you do a very similar phrase from the bend, but rather than sustain the last 14 on string 3, you play 14 on string 4 instead, and then you sustain that. So the first phrase from the bend is, and the second one is. They're identical apart from an additional note at the end. Okay. Then you've got this lovely bit which goes. Yeah. So that's again barring the 12 and 14 and string, the 12 on strings 4 and 3, and you do a hammer on, just like the start. But this time you want to include the third string, so you double stop, playing those middle two strings together, and then release the hammer on, and then play them both as fret 12. So it's 12, 12, hammer on to 14 on string 4, and then just 12 and 12. And then you do the same thing, but a string up towards you, on strings 5 and 4. And then open strings 4 and 3 and 2. That's like an open G chord. And the rhythm is slightly different on the second one, it's a bit slower. Yeah. Ding ding, ding ding ding. That's the technical way. Okay, so far this is the first bit of the solo. I'll go from the start. Yeah, so what you do, you come back into it a second time, but you do a slide, 12 to 14, on string 4 with your third finger, then play 12 on string 3, and then hammer on that same string to the 14th fret. So it's... And then you do the second phrase with the bend that we did in the previous section, where we end on the 14th fret of string 4. Okay, so rather than doing an open G chord at the end of this section now, rather than doing that, it does a slide. That's string 1, 7 to 12, first finger. I'm doing 4 lots of when I arrive on the beat. If you have lots of sustain, you might not necessarily need to do that, but I do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's a lot there, but we'll break it down. The first bit, 12, string 1, 15, 12, 15, 12, string 2. Then 14, 12, 14 on strings 3, then 2. 12, 14, 12 on string 3. So Okay, then 1-14 on string 4, briefly. And then we're going to go 12-14 on string 3. Okay, that's the first bit, because now we've got a bend. Bend 14 string 3, then play 14, hammer on the 12 to 14 same string, then 12 on string 3, 14 on string 4. If you can get to there, that's great. So it's you can check the link in the description if you're watching on Patreon or on YouTube. There's a link to there underneath for the tab. Okay, then we've got this. String 5, hammer on 12 to 14. String 4, same. 12 on string 3. Round that whole section off with a, which is rather nice. That's fret 14 on the 3rd string, 2 bends, pull off to the 12, 14 on string 4, vibrato string 3, fret 12. Okay, from the slide. I'm using alternate picking, especially for the first bit. When I'm doing the fast part, I'm just going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then when I get to the first, that's when you start to change from alternate picking. Okay? Now the last bit goes into it after you've done the going into it, you want to do a slide to 12. I'm just doing it from this 9 here quickly with the 3rd finger. That's how you go into it. So you do slide to 12 from the 9, slide to 15 from the 12. 1st finger then plays the 12th fret on string 1, and then to get a really wailing distortion effect, from this position, play these 2 strings, strings 2 and 1. And then the trick is I'm bending the 15th fret, full bend, assisted with the 2nd finger, and then I'm playing the 12th fret on string 1, but I'm not bending this one at all. They're actually reaching the same note, you see, which gives it that natural distortion, And if you can do I'm going to do the same thing I did before for lots of them. And then every time I do like a microtonal bend on the 2nd string, that gives it that. It just wails. Okay, then we have the same. Okay, so whereas before, when you did the first, you did a to round off that phrase, but here now we do we do 2 lots of the 12 on string 3, then we do the run down again, and then we do it a 3rd time, but only do 1 12, and then there's that riff again, the 2 bends, the pull off, 14 on string 4, and then the 12 on string 3. Okay, and thanks for watching this tutorial on how to play Live Forever. If you have any questions or feedback, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Enjoy practicing. See you next time.